to my life. If you don't like me, then I'm alright. Then I'm alright. If you're unfriendly, I hope you know that you.
Hey babes, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my channel. So today I have two special guests. One is Kaitlyn and the other one we have a special guest. She is from a wonderful company called Fanward. Would you like to tell us about yourself, Olivia?
Hi. Yes, thank you so much, one, for both having me on. And it is so cool because I know you're both new members to Fanward. So my name is Olivia Blair. I am one of the co-founders of Fanward. There's four of us original co-founders now. But I just love that I get to see your guys' faces because I see your guys' name in the group. And so I'm just happy to be here and get to know you more. And yeah, but I don't know if that's a little bit about me.
Kaitlyn, you want to start off with a question?
Yes, question number one. How did you come up with Fanward?
Okay, so funny story. I don't know if you all know, but there's two Olivias at Fanward. So there's me, the Olivia who's the wife, and then there's Olivia Di Bortoli, who is our host, but she's also our co-founder. So David and Olivia actually first came up with the idea of Fanward while working at the restaurant Mastro's in Beverly Hills. So Olivia Di Bortoli, she is a TV host for KTL News, and she works the red carpet. So she does all the interviews with she does every celebrity. I'll show you guys her Instagram, like Ryan Reynolds, like every person that you guys can imagine, she has interviewed them. And so when David and her, they were both servers at the time at Mastro's, where they hosted and served celebrities, and they started talking about Fanward, or this concept of like, wow, we talk with so many celebrities, but they're so busy, and fans never really get to ask them like real questions, because Olivia, she does interviews and she sees like how the questions are so carefully monitored. And so like if she asks a question, like she only can ask the questions given. And so even the celebrities themselves, they don't ever really get to show them their true selves to their fans. Everything is like, James has mentioned this in a film he just did. He's like, oh, I get to do an interview, but it's like 2 seconds of my life, and it's not really like fully with me what I'd want to say. So David and Olivia were talking, and David's like, I would love to help celebrities connect with their fans, but they're so busy. So maybe we could do a way like where we could create their video content for them, and then we could get to know the fans and be that bridge in between. And so she was able to understand that because she already worked with celebrities. So she's like, I'll do this with you. So they actually started it together, and then I came in 2 years later. So that's what the first baby concept was, them standing while serving as servers in a restaurant, and they were talking about it. And Olivia worked Masters at night, and she worked KTLA and then the red carpet like during the day, and she would do events like that. So that was the beginning stages of how Fanward started.
Fantastic.
Service.
Okay, so my question is, how is it working with James, and did you guys go to him or did he come to you about it?
Okay, so funny thing is, one, working with James is amazing. He is so in love with his fans. Like, he loves you guys so much. It's so cool. Like, I have interacted with so many different celebrities because of where I worked before. And you see how they interact with their fans and then how they are when the fans are gone. And you see the two different, and a majority of the people I've worked with and interacted with outside of Fanward, they do really love their fans. James is like so passionate about you guys. And so how it happened is, one of our mutual friends, so we had a girl come in and film with one of our other artists, Jeremy Sumter, Peter Pan, and she filmed with us. Yeah, so we work with Jeremy. Yeah, so this is how weirdly how we met James. So she came in to film as a fan. So we brought a fan onto Fanward and was like, hey, get a day to film with Jeremy, and they get to share their story. Well, she came to work with us, and she's like, I loved working with you guys. You should meet one of my friends, and he knows a lot of different celebrities, and he might they might want to come on and join Fanward because I loved my experience. So we actually met James through a mutual friend. It was so random. So it was just like these little moments of kindness, and that's what really taught us, was that when you're kind to someone else, she's not anyone. She wasn't like some famous person. She was just a fan that happened to know somebody that knew James. And Jordan was his friend, and he's known him since, I think actually Jordan auditioned for Big Time Rush, him and his brother, and that's how they met. So they've known James for years. And James actually mentioned it. He said, I had a friend named Jordan that mentioned has never once brought me anything. And this was the first time he ever came to me about something. And then I knew I needed to listen. So when we first met James, he was like, I've been pitched a lot of stuff. We'll see. I'll take one call. Like he was because he's very protective over you guys. So he's like, okay, let's see. And then he got in the call and he's like, what do you guys do? And he's like, but can you be consistent? Will you be around? Like, I don't want something that's just going to fade away. He's like, how long have you guys been doing this? And so that's what he was just like. He doesn't just want something that's just going to disappear in a minute. Like, so that's why he's so invested in working with us and going, okay, let's make this work. So if that answers your question, yes, that's how we met him. Oh, how is it like working with him? Amazing. He's so vibrant. He actually reminds me when he talks of Ryan Reynolds. Like he's very he's very witty. And so when he's very sarcastic in person. So I love watching his he likes to joke and tease a lot. So being on set with him is just, he's a lot of energy, but then he's also like, when he stops filming, he's very focused and he'd be like, okay, like what's the next question? Like he wants to make sure he delivers for you guys. So he's very he just cares a lot. And so that's cool to see him jump out and jump back into different personalities. So, but yeah, great to work with.
Okay, Kaitlyn, next question.
What has been your proudest moment working with your Fanward team?
Okay. I actually loved this question. I also was so nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, these are such great questions. I'm going to steal some of these with your permission, of course. So working with our team, we have a lot of fans we have a lot of people on our team from all around the world. And so I personally grew up in a very small community and a very religious community that we were not allowed to meet anyone outside of our belief. So I grew up like that till I was 25. So I only knew people from my technically what they called a church, but it was something different. But anyways, I only knew people from there. And I was homeschooled and I was not allowed to watch TV, listen to music outside of our church. So when I left that belief, my passion was like, I want to travel the world. I want to meet people that think different than me. I want to learn from as many people as possible. So probably my proudest moment is the fact that on our team, we have a team from all around the world. So we have Nanditha and Navita from India. We have Steph from Venezuela. We have Cody from Bangkok. We have Wendy, who's in the Netherlands. We have Ashley, who's up in Canada. I'm trying to think of, we have 6 or 7 people. We have all these people on our team. We all get to learn from each other. And what I love most is we come together for loving fandoms, and our beliefs are different. Our cultures are different, but we all come together and we're always open to learning new things. So to me, because of how I was raised, I feel like I get to break the cycle of not just being around a whole bunch of people that look like me and think like me. And I'm like, no, so that's probably my proudest moment is when I look at our team, we're just so different, but yet we come together based on things we love. And that to me is love's the most powerful thing in the world. And if we can all just remember that, I think we'd be okay. So that's my proudest moment.
So what is your favorite DC and Marvel character?
Okay, so this is kind of weird because I've always thought I was DC. And then I started making my list. And it's all MCU besides Batman. So I was like, wait, I wrote them down. So I'm like, wait, are all my characters MCU? So my first favorite movie was Elektra, which is the 2005 with Jennifer Gardner. I'm a huge Elektra fan. So I was like, okay. Then I'm like, oh, she's MCU. And then I love Morbius because I'm a vampire witch. I'm a hardcore vampire fan. So I'm like, oh, I love Morbius. And then Venom, I love Tom Hardy. And so I love Venom and I love Deadpool. MCU. So I was like, wait, do I only like MCU besides Batman? So I'm like Christian Bale Batman. The others, yeah. So I guess I'm MCU, which is weird because I thought I was DC. I wear all DC. I don't even wear MCU. I only wear DC, and yet I love all MCU. So it's funny how you think you know yourself and you don't.
What would your favorite be, Kate?
I actually, funny enough, love Batman. Batman has been my favorite since I was a little girl, and I used to watch The Adventures of Batman.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
That's awesome. Wait, what is yours, Sarah?
My favorite DC, I actually like Catwoman. I think Catwoman is DC, right?
Yeah.
My second favorite.
And then my favorite Marvel character would be Hawkeye.
Oh,
My
that's
favorite
so
Marvel
cool.
character is Hulk.
Oh, I love Hulk. Which Hulk do you like? Because I was like, they did
Business
so many.
Hulk. I love
Yeah.
Business Hulk.
Because I'm like, they did like 3 or 4. I feel like 3 Hulks in a row, and I'm like, what's with all the Hulks? And I love Hulk. That's
Because I know
awesome.
they did Incredible Hulk, and then they did regular Mark Ruffalo's Hulk,
Yeah.
and then they did Mark Ruffalo with him and Hulk like mashed into a professor thing.
I like that one.
I love, yeah, no, also huge Catwoman. Like, I'm a Halle Berry Catwoman. So that was like when Halle Berry was like, I don't know why. I just absolutely loved her. I love all Catwomen, but I love the Halle Berry Catwoman. That's so cool.
Okay, Kaitlyn.
Okay. Random question. If you had to pick a fandom to be in for one day, what would it be?
Okay. And also let me know when if I'm supposed to ask the exact same questions back or if I'm supposed to wait for my questions. Because you guys have to let me know. Because I'm like, okay, so weirdest thing. I'm a vampire like witch fan. So weirdly, and I don't even know if this is a fandom because I just don't have time except to hang out with the fandoms that we're working with, but I love Ancient Aliens, and so so I'm like, I watch all these like documentaries sometime about aliens, and so if I'm like, oh, if I could be part of a fandom, that would be like anything to do with like, I mean, I'm already part of the Vampire Diary fandom because I love Twilight and Vampire Diaries, so I do follow, so I'm actually in that group. But if I could be a hardcore fandom, it'd be Taylor Swift, only because I'm a huge fan of her. Oh, see, I love this. You're like, hold on, second switch. You're like, I just got another one hanging out. That's awesome. I love it. That's hilarious. It's like, oh, don't mind me, just another outfit. That was like the quickest outfit change I've ever seen. It's very smooth. So yeah, Taylor Swift. And the funny thing is, okay, I don't even like, you guys are the fans I can hang out with. I didn't even know about BTR because of how I grew up until working with James. So, which makes me perfect for working this because that's why, like, you guys just tell me what you want and that's my job. Like, I have no bias. I love working with fandoms because it's like, anyways. So Taylor Swift, to answer your question, I just think she's so cool. And I love how she is, again, with her fans. And from like the people I've heard that have worked with her and talked, I'm like, oh, she's so cool. I would love to be just like a Swiftie. I'm like, I want to go to all these concerts and I want bracelets. And I'm like, if I could be I want to go and just be like, wow, like, how did you do this? I just think she's so badass, like, even just as a woman. So that's, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, two very weird Ancient Aliens and Taylor Swift.
What would yours be, Kate?
I'm a part of the Teen Wolf fandom, so I love Holden. I'm a Teen Wolf person, so I love Teen Wolf.
Yes, that is awesome. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't even know. That's awesome. that's actually okay. That makes me happy. I'm glad we have both. That's
And then mine, I have
yeah. I
a
was like,
few, but if I would have to pick one, it would probably be only because I feel like I've been a fan of her more. I would pick Ariana Grande.
ooh. Side note, I'm just letting you know. Okay, so it was the night that Pete Davidson proposed to her. So I had her that I was taking care of her that night. So just a side note on Ariana Grande, she is the coolest, nicest person. And when I was like, I took care of her family, and it was like for her mom's birthday, and she got a big cake with Hugh Jackman. She took Hugh Jackman and a picture of her mom and put it on a cake like they were getting married, and it was like as a joke for her mom. And so that was the cake, and she was so nice. They took like one bite of the cake and took a picture, and then she gave it to me to take home to my nieces. And she's like, "Hey, do you think your nieces would like this cake? You can take it home." And I'm like, "Yes." But she also like always makes really funny noises, and she's very quirky, like very her. So, anyways, I was like, that's like the only singer I've really met. So I was like, she's really cool.
Because Kaitlyn and I have met James a few times on an app called Cameo.
Yes, we did. We miraculously banned video calling, and we were so sad.
I've actually never done Cameo. I would be nervous. I don't know why.
The first time I was actually nervous. I was emotional the first time, but as we kept meeting him, I started to feel more comfortable because in a way, James just makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
He makes you feel like allows you to be yourself.
Very much so. Yeah, I can see that. That's awesome.
What was one of my questions, Kate? I forgot. I didn't write any of it down.
Oh man, I can't believe you're remembering this. I'm like, I'm gonna write these.
I think you could steal one of mine if you can't remember. Favorite item you guys have ever. Do you want to do that one?
What's another one that you have on there?
Random question. What's your favorite Transformers movie?
Okay.
I love Transformers. I've probably watched it's okay. So Transformers is like all of the movies are like my go-to, like turn off brain. Also, David is like a massive Transformers fan. Rise of the Beast, just because I love dinosaurs. And I love Anthony Hopkins. So I'm like, that's my favorite. My dad, growing up was obsessed with dinosaurs.
It was Age of Extinction with the dinosaurs.
Age of Extinction. Wait, not Rise of the Beast. What? Oh, I think I even wrote it down. No.
Yeah.
No. Transformers: The Last Night. Sorry, The Last Night. Yes. Okay, yeah. So Transformers: The Last Night. I was trying to remember because I was going through all of them, and I was like, wait, which one is the one with Anthony Hopkins? Because my dad would collect all these dinosaur fossils, and then where I grew up, we lived on a property that used to have like Native Americans used to live there. And so I remember finding like arrowheads. Oh yeah, see? I have like, I just drank bubbles. It's about to burp. David's like, I end up using my headphones. Oh. David's over here. He's like, what's going on? Anyway, so yes, I love all of them, but I feel like Transformers are just. Anyways, do either of you have a favorite about Transformers?
Bumblebee.
Optimus.
No, movie, Kate.
Oh, the first one because Mojo pees on the
Ironhide.
The first one, there's like nothing like the first ones. Like I love the first one, and even like there's a lot of people that have different ideas about Megan Fox, but I still loved her. I loved Megan Fox. I think it's just so fun.
And I even have a hat from Universal.
Oh, that's so cool. See?
Okay.
They just have the coolest merch.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Couldn't remember what else. Okay.
Favorite item you guys have ever signed or did for a giveaway?
Okay, so probably like all the items are pretty cool. Probably the one like I personally related to was like the bestiary from Teen Wolf, because there's only like 1,800 of those made, and it like goes through all like the different creatures in the show. So I really liked the art in that. And then sorry, just got the hiccups. I'm like, oh, like please don't burp on a recording. I'm like, oh my god. And so Jeremy for Peter Pan, he gave away the original sword from the set of Peter Pan. So it was his fighting sword, and I think that was probably like I also love like The Last Samurai is one of my favorite movies, and so I love and David also loves swords. When we first got together, his whole wall was covered in swords. I'm like, what am I dealing with? What am I got here? But I think the Peter Pan sword was probably, I thought that was so cool because it was very like weighted, and it was the actual fighting sword, and it still actually has Jason Isaacs. So it has his teeth marks on it because when he was fighting with him, he actually hit him in the teeth, and there's actually his teeth marks were on there. So that was like, as weird as it was like just very random. But it was, yeah, so that was probably that one, and then the bestiary. Just because the book was really cool. But the sword was just very like it's very heavy. It wasn't like a play sword, it was like a legit like sword. So that was cool.
Okay, now this is actually another random question, but have you done like any of the, I guess, tours, like the studio tours type of stuff?
Okay, so I have lived in LA 11 years, and David and I, when we moved here, our focus was growing a business, and so we have never gone to like, the only theme park we gone to once was Universal, and we did do with like a family member, we did do like the backlot tour, but like I think that's the only one. Like he and I came here, we just started working, so we actually haven't gone to a lot of the theme parks or things yet, but we did get to Universal once. Our family came in and we did like the whole backlot tour for Universal, and that was really cool. And then I'm trying to think if there was, I'm trying to remember if it was Paramount. One of his professors was an actor. He was on Seinfeld, and so he took us to some of the back set stuff, and so that was really cool. But that was more just like him giving us a personal tour. It wasn't like where you had a guide. So I didn't have any of the cool guide stuff. Have you guys?
I obviously did the Universal Studios studio tour, and then last year I did the Paramount tour. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I actually have, it says Paramount Studios on the Paramount Pictures.
Oh, that's actually a really nice sweatshirt. I like that. See, I think it'd be so cool to actually get a guide for it. Yeah, I just walked on. So it's kind of like I just walked around, probably in areas I wasn't supposed to walk around.
Yeah, and it was fun because we did the Bronson Gates. We went on one of the, I think we did stage 12. And between stage 19 and 20, you get a good glimpse of the Hollywood sign. And then in one of the sets, I think it was set 22 or something, that's where they film one of my favorite TV shows called, and I know it's now Kaitlyn's favorite, it's The Rookie. And they filmed Victoria, no, they haven't filmed Victorious. They filmed iCarly, The Thundermans, Big Time Rush. They did film Big Time Rush in Paramount. And then they filmed, I think they said they filmed, they filmed one of Adele's music videos there, I think. And then they were going to film a scene from Titanic, but they had to move it to another studio because for the body of water, it had to be like a lot of water for it to be it, so they had to move to a different studio for the water scene.
Oh, see, that's cool. See, okay, yeah, I did not get that far in Paramount, and I did not get that tour. My tour was not that cool. That's awesome, though. I would have loved to see where they did the part of the Titanic. That makes sense with the water. That's really, really cool.
And the prop room, so they have like a statue of Snowy from The Adventures of Tintin. They have Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie, like the actual car. And they have a statue of Bumblebee from, I think it's Revenge of the Fallen, and that's a father and son duo made it out of actual car parts. They have, yeah, they have a Optimus Prime head, like a rusty version of him. And then they have Optimus Prime in truck mode from, I think, the second movie, I want to say. And then they have the sarcophagus from, I think The Last Night or Age of Extinction with that the staff. So yeah, it was really cool.
I wish I could have that in my house. Like, I think it'd like to have a room just of massive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's
They call
my
it the
Optimus
prop room.
Prime. That's cool. That's so cool.
Oh. Since you and David are doing this together, what is it you like to do it together? Who's in charge of what?
Okay. So Dave definitely so we do a lot of stuff together just because it's been he and I as a team just like doing it for so long. So in the beginning, like he definitely like runs, like his background is movie and TV. Like he has a master's in acting and performance and TV. And so he runs like the sets, and then I now also like help with filming as well, but he does like all of the good running of the bookkeeping, like working, like doing all the pitches. He's interacting with the artists, like calling and like booking things and like working with them. I'm also there, but he runs that stuff. So he does all the finances. He basically keeps the whole system like going. Like he's the guy. I mean, I guess he's the CEO. So he's like, when it comes to running a business, when he does, I don't even know how to describe everything he does, because when you have a startup and there's just two people, you're both doing a lot. So our different roles is I do the working on like the marketing side, in the sense of like, I am basically like, I run over, like I'm in charge of the emails and watching, like helping James, like he has access, he has his emails, but I also help watch it too. So then I can make sure I take the questions, like, so when you guys send in questions, I save them for him. So like, because there's like a lot, even in your inbox, I mean, you guys probably know, you get spam, you get all these things that come in. And so I make sure like nothing gets missed. Like, okay, so this is that stuff. So, and I work in the merch, and I work basically, Dave and I both work with the fans because it's he and I. But like, I'll get like the fans' ideas, and then he and I will both take them to like James and the artists. But he's basically like talking to the artists like almost every single day. And he's like running the day-to-day business. Like he manages the teams, and then I'm working with him to manage the teams, but I do mainly like on the marketing side. It's weird because when it's just he and I mainly. I mean, we have Miguel who does all the editing. So Miguel and I actually, originally David started out editing, then he taught me to edit, and then Miguel came and he taught Miguel to edit, and then Miguel and I used to edit all the videos. We edited all the original videos together. And then we grew, and I moved into like the marketing side of it, and like getting in the Facebook groups and getting to know the fans. And so Dave is still like runs the sets, and then does like all the pitches and goes after new artists and then things like that. That was a horrible job at explaining it, because when you're a small business, everyone is just doing so many things. But at the end of the day, he has last call, final say, even though we're all of a team, because it is his company, and I mean, it is ours, but someone has to be the boss. So he's the boss. I'm fine with that. So that was a really rough version of that, but there you go.
So when you're not doing anything for Fanward, what do you and Dave do for fun?
For fun. So we are complete opposites, and I think opposites attract. So he is like a huge movie person. So like if we go out, just he loves to do movies. He's like movies, films, and things like that. He also used to be like a drummer, so he loves music. And so we were both in music when we were younger, but he's for fun. So we'll either we do a lot of hosting. So like every Sunday, we used to do this every Sunday, we'll host at our house and all of our friends will come over. And what he and I have in common, we both love cooking. And so we'll cook for all of our friends and we'll do like a big grill, especially in the summer. Everyone comes over to our house and we just do open house for anyone. Like friends can come over and bring a friend and we'll cook for everybody. And so we would like host parties. Like we do that on Sunday. I'm a huge outdoors person, so I like nature. And so I'm like, get me out and go hiking, or I like to paint. So I do painting and I do a lot of journaling. So most of the stuff we do is kind of out of our house because that's what we're doing. We work all the time, but he's a huge movie buff person. So if he gets time off, he's like, oh, do I get to binge something? So yeah, he loves movies, and we both love like doing like having friends and family over and doing games and things like that. So we're very grateful. We have a really cool, like, a lot of our family and friends are also people that work with us. So I guess we're just kind of all together. We're one big gang all the time.
What motivates you every day to wake up and start your day working at Fanward?
So I honestly didn't know how to answer this question. And as weird as it sounds, I didn't know whether to be honest or not. So for me, the one thing that's in my brain is you can't lose if you don't quit. So what keeps me motivated is when I was younger, teens and even into my 20s, I had a lot of mental health issues. I had a lot of social anxiety and depression. And I did not realize till years later how cruelly I talked to my own self. You know, I loved people, but I didn't realize how I wasn't kind to myself. And because of how I was raised, I didn't have a lot of education. So I never went to college. And I struggled in school as a kid. I had a really hard time reading and I stuttered and I would get just so nervous. And I was just very awkward and clumsy. And so I saw myself in this way of just not having much value as a kid. So after 25, when I left my belief and I met Dave and I got together, his whole family, they were doctors and nurses. And I would just like beat myself up in my head. And then one day I'm like, enough is enough. And I started loving myself and just going, I'm never going to give up. So what motivates me every day is waking up to a new challenge, challenging myself, and knowing that like I'm never going to give up. And as weird as that sounds, like my mental health now is like everything, like my diet, like my workouts. It's something I really resonated with James, is because he's just so focused and he actually has given me so many tips. And if we take care of ourselves first, then we can serve other people. And I've met so many entrepreneurs and other people like who they take care of so many people and then they themselves are just like sick. Like they have no energy to actually care for themselves. And long term, if we don't take care of ourselves, we'll never be able to serve others the way we want to. And so once I learned that I was valuable enough and I had something to give to the world and I wanted to, because before I didn't want to, my brain had no capacity. I was just so depressed all the time as a kid. So once that switched for me, I woke up with joy and I was like, I'm never going to give up. And one of my mentors, he always tells me, you can't lose if you don't quit. And so every day I wake up, I'm like, today's a new challenge. I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to be uncomfortable. And so it's like every day is a day to get out of my comfort zone. Even like this, I honestly was like, oh, do I just say no? Because I was so inwardly nervous. But I was like, no, you said you're going to get yourself out of your comfort zone. And even if like you shook 30 minutes before you guys started doing this, I was like, oh, like so nervous. I'm like, no, you always told yourself you would get out of your comfort zone. So that's what motivates me in the morning. It was just like, I'm never going to give up again. I'm not going to give up on myself. And I'll never truly be able to love others if I'm not loving myself first, because then I'm not teaching myself how to truly love. So that's the honest answer.
Okay, so the last question to kind of wrap up Kaitlyn and I asking you questions, it would be, so what is like the main, so since some of like my subscribers don't know much about Fanward, what would you say are like the key takeaways to know about what Fanward truly is?
So, okay, this is I love this question, and it's a fun question because it's not what I thought it was. When we first started this, when fans would ask us, what is Fanward? I was like, oh, we make videos. We give you videos from your favorite celebrities where you get to send in questions and you get to connect with them and you get to know things about them that you would never be able to know somewhere else because they can really be themselves with you. And so I thought it was all going to be about like fans having a deeper connection through the videos. And then as we started growing, and we've been doing this since we launched this aspect of it in 2020, fans started coming back to us and saying, no, it's actually a family. We are meeting like-minded people, and these artists aren't just now someone distant to us. They actually feel like family, and the people in the community, they feel like family, and they are becoming my best friends. So we just thought we were going to be a video subscription platform. We thought we were basically starting off as being YouTube behind a subscription wall where we would do giveaways and send out, do little things here and there. But then it just started to grow into this tight knit community that was more than a community, and it became a family, and it became a safe space for so many people all around the world because we do everything for fans. No, like we don't limit it to just the US or Canada. It's for everybody. And so I think it turned into a family, and fans feeling like they really got to connect with each other, but also like this person that seems so like up on a pedestal became like a real human. And I think that's like ultimately what we should all be, because I mean, I think sometimes when you put people on pedestals, they can fall really easily. And then when you get to know them as a human being, you actually you start to have a compassion and care. And so I don't know if that really answered your question, but it turned out to be something totally different than what I thought, than just a video subscription where you get to be entered into collectibles and get stickers. It really became something super personal. If that helped. If
Yeah,
not, you can ask me.
Yeah, that's like probably the most honest question we could have gotten.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, there you go.
Now it's your turn to ask us questions.
Yay! I'm so excited. Okay. So this is actually, and it's one of my favorite questions, because it was a question that a fan sent in. And funny thing is, we had this question be asked multiple times in different ways. And so that's why I gave you the one, like, if the whole world was listening for 1 minute, what would you say? What would you say to them? And so that was my question I wanted to first ask you both. So yeah.
What would yours be, Kate?
I wanted you to go first. Mine would be smile, look, and listen, because you don't know when someone's having a bad day and they just need to smile, look at someone and what it would be like to walk in their shoes one day, and listen when someone is not having a good day and could just use a listening ear.
Oh, that's
Eat the ear emoji.
I guess mine would be, because there's a rock that I painted with like clouds on it, and I wrote on it for like not just the positivity for me, but for others too. And I've showed this to Kaitlyn before, and it basically says stay positive and live it big time. So that second part, of course, I got from Big Time Rush's theme song. And it's true, because most of the time, if you stay positive, your dreams will come true, and you'll definitely be living it big time and having the time of your life for whatever that is.
That's so. I love both of them. Like, do you have the rock? I want to see the rock.
Where is that?
I'm like, I want to see this rock. Also, I want yours to be like on a book. I'm like, that's really cool. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool in a journal.
I have
like
positive quotes every single day, and I actually am a book reader, so we have all 3 of Carlos and Alexa's books.
Oh, that's
This
so
is where I
cool.
get my positivity from.
Oh, I
Yep.
love that. There you
This
go.
is the
That's
rock
awesome.
right here.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And this is mine.
Like, that's fine. Okay, so my other question was, how did you find Fanward? And when you heard about it, what was your gut reaction? And I want like your honest reaction.
I actually found it, I would say, one, I saw James kind of posting about it, or emailing us that he was thinking of doing something like this with an amazing, like a small, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess like I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe what Fanword is, but like a small platform, and then I kept on seeing like ads on it on Instagram, and then one day I just clicked on it, and I happened to see that James was doing it, and I love James, and I just wanted to, I guess, be a part of it, and in a way, it also made me feel happy seeing a community that just wants to spread positivity and leave all the negativity out. Because sometimes I feel like when people are too negative, it can also bring each other down too.
Yeah.
I got a notification when I was folding laundry. I'm like, oh boy, another collaboration with James. And I lit up like a firecracker, and I instantly joined, and I love this community because, as Sarah, like you said, was very true. It's very positive, and it's not negative, and it just makes everyone feel at home, like we're a big family, and we're the Maslow family.
I love that. Well, it's kind of crazy because like when there's a lot of groups that some groups will like allow negativity because they're like, oh, people will engage, it creates engagement. And David and I were like, a lot of our mentors, they said, listen, if people wouldn't say it in their room with their grandma, like if they wouldn't talk that way to their closest family members, then people shouldn't be talking that way to even each other's as fans. And so that's why like with like Fanward, like we have like the Facebook group, but a lot of people like the membership because there's even that space within there where you can get to know people where it's like that like we're watching, like we're keeping an eye to look out to that everyone is cared for and kind of thing. So it's just like, I don't know, I love that because I'm a huge positivity fan. I also love that you guys have books about positivity because I have a giant book bag full of like positivity journals, like affirmations. And so seeing a community that is like building around that, like I think that's like we can do so much together beyond just being a fan. Like you actually have the power to like change people's lives in ways around things that we love and around music and artistry, and just that's awesome. So okay, I love that. Okay, my other question was, I wrote it down because I was like, I don't have the great memories like you guys do. Like you guys are really good. What have you wished for in the past that you couldn't get or you missed out on for James that you would love now? I always love to know that.
One of the things I remember, he had a shirt that said it had an M on it, and then the side of the shirt had like a lyrics from, I think it was at that time his song Falling, and then the back just said, I think it said Maslow 16 or something like that. James will know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, you will. Okay, so he only had it for a short time, or did it go away?
It was only around in 2017, and I wanted to get it, but I guess I just didn't have the money to get it myself, so I thought it would still be there for a while, but it wasn't.
I'm not gonna write this down so I can remember to be like, where are these shirts? where are these items? Okay. I'm sure. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. It would be really weird, and I don't know if this is going to be really weird, but it would be really cool if you signed a Squishmallow.
Okay, what kind of squish pillow and why? This is awesome.
It can be any squishmallow
Millow, squish
that
pillow. I
looks
said
like him, or it can be any type of squishmallow. It can be Disney. It can be.
okay, so how many do you have? I
My record total, I have over 20 squishmallow.
I only have one.
this is
My
awesome.
second idea was actually I had this prepared for the question. I didn't know if we were allowed to do a second one, Sarah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Imagine he signed a pair of weights.
Oh my gosh, Kate.
Imagine shipping those.
Yeah, I would be happy and make him work out while just looking at James.
You could have like weights that like have his face all over.
Oh my gosh, yes, weights with James's face.
And also another one, I saw one of our other Big Time Rush friends to go to the Big Time Rush album release party that they were invited to because they have they're part of the Big Time Rush membership, and
Okay.
it was they bought like they went to Funko Pop's website because you can make yourself like your very own Funko, and so you can make your own Funko of James and have him sign that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna show you one of these. I have one. This is so fun. Is it okay if I step away for 2 seconds, or is it
Yeah.
gonna mess up your recording? Okay.
That's a creative idea. Oh my gosh.
Because I was thinking about that when Rue was doing that. Rue and her brother did that.
I remember that, yes. But imagine they just signed with weights on.
Okay, so our roommate, this is so cute. She had this made because we couldn't find a Funko of him, like actual Funko. It's so freaking cute. But she gave him a mic and little weights. This is so cute. Okay. Okay.
Oh my
That's
god!
so cute. He looks like Marty McFly.
I gotta fix the little body. But it's like,
That is so cute!
isn't that adorable?
Yes, he looks like Marty McFly.
And I remember Big Time Rush saying something about that they were thinking about making Funkos of themselves and having that as merch.
I think it'd be such a good idea.
And that could be like an exclusive, like, Fanward only, like, thing.
Another crazy idea, actually.
Yes, give it to me.
This is not really a thing,
That's okay.
and I wish it was. They each have pictures of candles and them looking like the holy god. And in each of their houses, I wish he would sign a picture of him with a candle on it and him looking like Jesus.
Jesus
They have
Maslow.
that in their house, yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so telling him this. Jesus Maslow.
Remember that? Carlos, I think, and Kendall has one.
Oh yeah, Carlos and Kendall has one.
They look like Jesus.
That is
I think
awesome.
someone that looked it up online. I think there was one for no, it was at Tilly's. Remember I showed you, Kate? They had a Taylor Swift one.
Yes, oh my gosh. It would be cool if James has his own, he looks like Jesus, or like he looks all holy, and then he like signs the candle and we just like put it in our house.
Like your positive affirmation candle. Like,
Yes!
I have my
Oh my gosh, yes.
like I have my crystals, and then I have like my positive affirmation.
Yeah.
So why not have a Maslow? That's so funny. I'm like a Maslow Jesus, especially right now with his beard.
Yes, the Maslow Jesus.
Okay, I love this. Okay, see, this is why I love asking this question, because you never know. Like, you never know. Okay, what was going on in your life when you first heard of Big Time Rush, and what made you become a fan?
Well, I was actually watching a different show on Nickelodeon at that time, and all of a sudden I see like I was maybe about 10 years old at the time, and I just see a commercial of them talking about 4 boys from Minnesota going to LA to live their not really dream, but kind of make a dream like a once in a lifetime dream and achievement, and I guess just I don't know. It was, and I just felt like it was insane. And even from the beginning, James was always my favorite, especially so in the beginning my favorite was James and Kendall, but now it's James and Carlos. And I even told him that my favorite for one of the Fanward calls. I told him that him and Carlos are my favorite, and he said, "Thank you so much. I appreciate that." So it was like a really like special moment with me and him.
That's cool. That's awesome. And what was yours?
Crazy story, actually. Pav, it's Thanksgiving Day, and they're announcing Nickelodeon Thanksgiving episodes. And
Mhm.
that's how I discovered Big Time Rush, because they were doing it Thanksgiving Day, and I think they were playing reruns
I
or
think I
something,
remember that.
and
Yeah.
it was featuring an episode of iCarly. And
Mhm.
then right after that, they mentioned Big Time Rush, Thanksgiving episode day. Nick Thanksgiving.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like what made you guys stick around though as being a fan? Like was there something about it that, because it's like I've watched, like, okay, so every time a new show comes out, I'm like, okay, let's first see the first like episode or season, because you don't know if it's really going to be, like, you have to give it a chance. But like
Mhm.
what made you guys, like, what was that moment you were like, okay, no, I'm willing to go tell other people that I'm a hardcore fan of this. Like,
It was
Sarah's an
probably
expert.
not just their friendship for me, but it was also their music and how much it connects. Like their theme song, it says "Gotta live it big time," and that one is true because you have to live it big time no matter what, and just keep on dreaming. And then even their song "We Are," that one's one of my favorites, as well as Worldwide. And that one, they, what was the part they did in it? They did "Life's Too Short to Sit and Wait for Luck to Come Our Way," and
oh,
that's
that's
true.
cool.
So they have like a lot of like inspirational lyrics in their songs. So I guess
Yeah,
that's what kind of drove me to them.
that's cool. And what about you, Kate?
Um, how I stuck along for so long is that my family would constantly, my two sisters, big inspiration, they would constantly be playing Big Time Rush, and my sister would always put on the song Any Kind of Guy, and I would just be sitting there dancing, and I'm like, I'm gonna stick around a while, and I did. And I just, they're an amazing band who I adore listening to. And I swear, if anyone says that they're a boy band, I'm gonna be like, correction. They're a 4-man band who I adore. Look at my shirt.
And look at my shirt. And then my pillow too.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's a
that's
future
awesome.
worldwide girl. Like, it's faster. This is a future worldwide girl that I'm talking about.
I love this.
I even
That's
have
so
the hat to
awesome.
prove it that says worldwide on it.
Yeah, she has the hat to prove it. Like,
Oh, I love that. Wait, that is so cool. Wait, you did a hat change too. I was like, wait, you were just wearing a different hat.
Yeah.
That's
big
awesome.
lady, small lady.
I love these things. Okay, let me see. Oh, I did ask you guys, yeah. What was your favorite Marvel and DC
Yeah.
character? Yeah, because I was like, that is such a fun question. Because, like, what? Yeah, you guys have the best question.
You can switch it up and ask one last one if you want.
Okay. Ooh. Have you both been to any of the concerts?
Yes.
So what? Okay, so what is, like, as, because I haven't been to a lot of concerts. The first concert I ever went to was Motley Crue, so that was kind of a wild concert. So I had a friend that was dating one of the musicians' kids. Anyways, so I was like, we got tickets. Okay, so when going to, like, because, like, with going to concerts, what is probably like the coolest moment about a concert? Like, what is so special about going to like a live concert? Like, if you both had like a really special moment or something that's happened for you at a concert, what has like stood out to you about it?
Mine was definitely when I saw Big Time Rush for the first time. I went with my brother because my best friend had COVID, So, I would say, cause I told Kaitlyn this and she knows and it's on my Instagram, but I got close to Kendall, which I never thought I would, cause it was during their song Paralyzed, and everyone was like going crazy following the guys, and I happened to follow like right near where Kendall was at, and I have like the full on video, and the full tour video is actually on my YouTube as well, so
Oh,
that's
sweet.
one
I'll
of
check
the
it out then.
ones. And my other favorite part was they did. I don't think they did this for the Can't Get Enough tour, but they did this for the Forever tour. They did like a boombox type. I guess it's like an interlude to like the next song. So they play like "Party in the USA." They did "Boyfriend" by Justin Bieber, and then they did "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley. And then at the end, James, he was like, "Y'all just got Rickrolled." So that was like the most like he did that, I think, for all the concerts, and one of the concerts, Rick Astley actually did show up.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Um,
How about
my
you,
favorite
Kate?
moment, my favorite moment was when I actually was in the very, very back row. And I keep telling myself this because they have like huge cameras. And I'm considering one day they're going to make it into a film and I'm going to be right there. I'm kidding. Maybe.
That's awesome.
But I got to meet, my favorite part was meeting Aaron Gatewood. And we were just sitting there laughing because we had our own Gatewood group chat, me and
Mm-hmm.
the girls. And I literally was like, hey, like I kept waving to him and he's like, and then he comes over to me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you. And we took a selfie together. And it was just the cutest thing ever because I thought never in a million years would I meet Aaron Gatewood, but I did.
And Aaron
What happened
Gatewood
was
is
that
not
my sister,
only Big Time Rush's videographer and photography, but in the beginning he was actually James's photographer.
yeah, he was actually of a photo.
Wait, is he he's not the one that just did all that new rounds of pictures, is it? No. What's his name you said?
Gatewood.
Sounds like that sounded so familiar. Okay, Aaron Gatewood. Okay.
It's kind of dark, but that's like the photo. I was so
cool.
shocked because I was like shaking real bad, and
That's
then
awesome.
after I was like crying to my sister, oh my gosh, I met Aaron Gatewood. Like I was literally crying, like, and I was texting Sarah,
That is awesome.
and he gave me a bracelet, which he was like, because Gustavo was going to be on stage, and I was like, oh, he gave me a bracelet saying like, oh, no one knows this, don't. Shh. Gustavo's going to be on stage, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Oh,
and
okay.
here's the memorabilia to prove it.
do most of their concerts, they normally have like a lot of merch there? Is that where you guys get most of your merch or most of your
Yeah.
t-shirts?
Funny story, this was off of eBay because I had lost my $100 shirt from the concert on the way back and I had forgotten about it and I was so like sad. My sister found this on eBay and I was like crying because this was the one shirt I wanted to match with her.
Yes.
And yeah.
That's
You have a merch story, Sarah?
I actually have two. One is for Ariana Grande, the Sweetener tour, because my friend and I went to see Ariana Grande at that time. It was the Staples Center because it was for our graduation gift, and we saw Ariana Grande, and we both have the same matching shirts. It just has a picture of Ariana Grande. It says Sweetener, and then the back says "Thank you next," and then it has all the places where she went on tour. Then I have another Big Time Rush shirt that says, of course, has a picture of them. It says Big Time Rush. The bag says, "You're my childhood," and then it says Big Time Rush again. Because it's true, they are my childhood.
Yes.
How my concert started was I was doing a school project and I wanted to figure out a way to convince my parents to let me go to my first concert. Got an A+ that day, and I was wearing the Forever Tour shirt.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Never in a million years did 22-year-old Kaitlyn think she was seeing a boy band. A band, but she did.
Wait, why don't you call it a boy band? And then I won't ask any more questions. That's it. Yeah.
How would you answer that, Sarah?
I don't know. I guess because they're not really boys anymore. They're mainly
Young
four men in their early 30s. So
Yes.
I wouldn't really consider them a so-called boy band.
Yeah,
Okay,
and they're
I
getting
agree.
married, having children, which,
Yeah.
by the way, we're so excited.
That's awesome. I know.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because I always wondered like what defined a boy band and at what point are they no longer a boy band? Because they were a boy band, but it's like
Mhm.
it's kind of like Miley Cyrus, like she like transitioned so many times to like be like all these different types of
And it's
singers.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like at what point are they no longer that? Are they
it's
something
like One
else?
Direction. They basically became they're no longer a boy band. They're four men who
Yes.
basically started a
Solo
British X
careers.
Factor band.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. Yeah, I think that's all my questions. I'm sorry I didn't have more because this is great, but yeah. Any more questions? It's your show. I'm just here to hang out.
Well, I do have one fun fact because
Yeah.
I said my favorite Avenger or Marvel character is Hawkeye, and one thing that you might not know about Hawkeye is that the actor Jeremy Renner, he actually writes music and he has 3 EPs out called Love and Titanium, which is his recent one. That one is about his recovery from the snowplow accident that he went through back in last year in the beginning on New Year's. And then he also has another one called The Medicine and no, what is the other one that he has?
For which one?
For Jeremy Renner, his other EP. I know it's The Medicine, Love and Titanium. There's one more. I always forget that one.
I don't know. Dragon blank.
It's Live for Now.
Yeah.
Those are his 3 albums that he has, and he even has like side music that he did from a movie he did called Arctic Dogs, which is on Netflix.
Yep.
And then he has a few songs that he did for like a Jeep Cherokee summer campaign commercial. So it's like Main Attraction, Sign, and all those other. So now he's also in the middle of filming for his new show called well, not new show, but new season of a show called Mayor of Kingstown.
Oh, I've watched that. That's so cool.
That's a good
So,
series.
so
I love that
intense.
series.
So intense.
Yeah, it
I love
is.
Okay, I had heard I knew he liked music because one of our friends just through like our restaurant, he used to come into the restaurant and she knew him, and so she would go do like music with him, and because she was an artist, so it was kind of funny because she drew a picture of it was either of him or I don't think maybe it was his. He doesn't have a daughter. I don't think it was his daughter.
Yeah, he has a daughter.
Okay, so she drew it of his daughter and she had just put it on his Instagram, and then someone actually contacted her and was like, "Hey, Jeremy Renner would love to get this." And so she actually met him because of her art. And then they were just like they slowly kind of just became friends, and they're like, "Oh, hey, do you like we're all just doing music." It was like a group of friends doing music. But I didn't actually know that he actually went, and which is so funny because that was years ago. So I didn't know that he actually put out music, which is so cool because you see all these like creators and they have other things that they love in their life that not a lot of people know, but they don't actually get to put it out because sometimes they're stuck in one thing or their fans only see them for one thing. I've done that with people like I love, like you don't realize there's other aspects of them that you might also like. So that's really cool. After this, can you message me those songs so I can remember because I want to go see them.
Yeah.
If you're doing fun fact, I can do voice impressions.
Yeah, Kaitlyn can.
Which voice impressions?
Mickey Mouse. Hi, pal. My name is Mickey Mouse. Now, Pluto, be a good boy. Okay, Nemo, don't touch the boat.
This is your Oh, that's actually really good. That's awesome.
How about I've never seen you around Sugar Rush before.
That's awesome.
You need to be a voice actor, Kaitlyn.
Thank you.
Voice acting it's legit. It's like
Hi, Goofy. I'm Maribel.
That's awesome.
And I've also met the cast of Good Luck Charlie. I was 10 years old.
Good Luck Charlie. I actually don't know that.
They're an amazing series, and they're just a family that was on Disney Channel, and I had the pleasure of meeting Bob Duncan. He was really sweet.
Okay, I'm just going to look it up because I'm going to see it and probably know what it is. I'm telling you.
It's okay.
There's a lot of things I don't know in life, and I've just had to settle with that.
It's on Disney Plus if you want to watch it, and there's also like a movie.
Oh, I do. Yes. Okay. I never watched it, but I do know what it is. Okay.
We'll definitely send you the recommendations after.
Yes. Okay. Yes, please do. Well, thank you guys. Do you have any other questions for me, or let me know?
There's actually one last fact. There is well, Kaitlyn and I, we were planning on meeting this artist together virtually, and she's also a YouTuber, and funny enough, we actually did end up meeting her together at the same time. It was of course, a Zoom call, and she's a famous YouTuber. She does it with her twin. She only has one twin sister. It's Nikki and Gabby DiMartino. And Nikki, she has songs like Amnesia, Pregame. All of those are like really dark, and not dark per se, but they remind me a little bit of Billie Eilish's songs.
Hold on, I don't know where I just lost you guys. Okay, I want to look. You all, I'll let you have to send it to me because that sounds so familiar now. I'm like, what's her name?
Here's what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I have to shake my phone.
Her name is Nikki DeMar.
Yeah.
Nikki DeMar. Oh yes, I do know who she is. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's just that's what I love about life. Like you never know like the random moments like how you'll end up meeting someone, and it's just like it can be in the most like strangest ways. Like I've met people in airports, and like I've met famous people that I didn't know they were famous, and it was like old school bands that I got like stuck in an airport. I missed my flight. My parents used to be into a band called Casey and the Sunshine Band. It was like an old school like weird. Okay, see. I had no idea who they were, just like once again, because I never listened to music outside of our church. And so I'm stuck in the airport. I missed my flight, and I end up sitting in the middle of the whole band. I didn't realize I just sat in the middle of the group. Like they're all in like sitting this area, and there's one seat in the middle of the whole group. And I just sat down right in the middle of the band, just all standing there waiting for their plane. No idea who they were. And they just kind of like look at me. They're like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing great. Missed my plane. And we just started chatting. And they're like, you know what? We want to make sure you don't miss your plane. So we're going to take you on the flight with us. So I ended up boarding with them and then sitting in their section. And then they actually walked me down to baggage and then made sure I got like my car and everything. And they gave me, I was too young, I was 18. They're like, hey, here's free tickets to our concert. But they were playing at a casino, and so I couldn't go. But I just laughed because I was like, I had no idea who they were. But it's just like, you just never know who you're going to meet because you're just like, I don't know if you just.
That's crazy.
Talking with people, always talk with everyone. Be nice to everyone. You never know who they are.
And one thing that surprised me was I never in a million years did I know that I would actually get a chance to meet James, being a fan for so long. And he is just an amazing person. And one of my our other Rusher friends, she said this and I feel like it's true. She said that James is like an older big brother to us.
Yeah,
he is.
No, that I could see that with his personality. Just like, as weird as it's like, even how he is with like Posey, like so like. He reminds me so much of my brother, my older brother with his dogs. Like they're like, it's like the best. It is like that the best friend vibe. Like you're just like this person could be like your lifelong best friend, and like even like advice, and like he's just always like wanting to encourage people and then being the best version of themselves, and that like matters a lot to him. So it's like it is. I can totally see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and even some of the Fanward videos that I watched with him, like one of the ones was how to overcome fear. That one was one of them. That one I felt like really hit home because there's a few stuff where I kind of felt like I wanted to put on hold because I was scared that I would fail or that other people wouldn't accept it and all that. So that one was one that definitely did hit a little close to home.
I
Yeah,
like
no. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you first.
No, I wasn't. I was just saying that's awesome.
I also like the one where he explained his big time audition,
Oh
and
yeah.
the one where he was talking about the Dancing with the Stars. He's like, it took very long.
You don't realize how intense it is, and
It
like
is.
when he was talking about those auditions, because like the day when we were filming about fear, and he had just the day before had to get up on stage, like when he was talking about that, like having to get up on stage and speak,
Mhm.
and he even mentioned this, like after we stopped rolling the cameras, he was just saying like, you know, he's like, I'm so used to being on camera, but then when you're with someone that you really respect and they're like your mentor and the person like you look up to, he's like, suddenly you get all the nerves.
Mhm.
You feel like it's the same thing. You don't want to mess up. You don't want to, you don't want to stumble over your words. And he's like, even though I act and do all these things, when the table switches and it's like your hero, it's like you get that nerve. So it's really cool to hear, like, it doesn't matter what we do in life, like every single person, you know how they always say everyone puts their pants on the same way, but like
Mhm.
every single one of us is afraid all the time, and we
Yeah.
all have to make the decision just to like they always talk about like fear. It's just like that invisible wall, and as soon as you get past it, then you're through it. But
Mhm.
it's just that feeling that it feels like it looks like it's a hard wall that you can't get over, and it's not. You just have to keep walking through it. And that's like, so when he mentioned that, I was trust me, like when we're filming, like there's times that like on set, like I get choked up and like I'll be like either like laughing too hard and our editor has to edit me out, or like I get like emotional because like some of those things just really ring true, because fear is something we all feel. So that's, yeah, I love when he did that one. I was like, this is like, I could feel like his feelings like were real. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
a story. It's like, oh yeah, sure. Like he doesn't look at us and go, hey guys, can you give me a story? Like, what do you think I should say? Like, it's like, oh no, I know what this feels like. I was afraid yesterday. So that's, yeah, I love that you guys like that one, because that one, from his aspect, was like a really real feeling, that he had just experienced.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so what if you guys could both, like, what would be a video you would request in the future that you would want from James?
I remember one. I don't know if James would get offended by this one, but it seems like he had
Never.
like maybe a cut on his eyebrows or something because it looked like he's missing hair on his brows.
I noticed that.
So yeah, and then another one would be because I remember I don't know if it was in an interview or a magazine I saw this, but he actually got a cut on his elbow from doing one of the Big Time Rush hockey scenes. I think it was in the pilot episode. I don't remember, but I remember he said that he like he has like stitches on one of his like elbows because he got a cut from filming one of the scenes at Big Time Rush doing the stunts. And how about you, Kate?
What was it like filming Big Time Beach Party? Because that is my all-time favorite episode,
Okay.
and I constantly talk about it too, Sarah.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, what was his favorite thing about it?
Or like,
What was it like?
Like
what
the
was it like?
experience, the whole experience filming that
Experience.
episode. Because I remember he filmed it with Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, and then there was like other people that were in that one too. Other guest stars in that one.
Okay, I'm putting these notes right here. He's coming.
I love
He's
how
coming.
you're so professional.
I'm like, you can't even see my screen.
Oh, and also one of mine would be because there was, I think it was called Big Time Babysitting. He worked
Okay.
with a voice actor called Jess Harnell who plays Ironhide in Transformers. So
Oh,
I was wondering, what was it like getting to work with him? Because I remember someone asked Jess Harnell this question, and he said working with all of them was amazing, and he just couldn't remember Kendall's name. He was like, there's also a blonde guy. What's that blonde guy's name? He couldn't remember Kimball's name, but yeah, that would be
Jess?
another one.
Jess Harnell.
Mm-hmm. He
Okay.
plays Ironhide in Transformers.
I guess if we're adding to it, I'm so random.
love
I
random.
think you might remember this, Sarah, or you might remember Big Time Fever when they were throwing snowballs at each other. I wonder how much snow they used.
That one, I asked that when we did the Paramount Studio tour, and they said that one they didn't say how much. I think, I don't remember if they did, but I know they said they had to use, I don't remember if it was like fake snow but I remember they said it was a lot, and they had to do it like at a specific time to make it look real.
Oh wow.
Okay, so you said Big Time Favor, and then what was your question about the snow?
How much snow? What was the snow real or fake?
Oh yeah.
But usually for stuff like that, they use fake snow.
That's true.
You never know. I mean, they just may, who knows? They're like, let's just throw in some real snow.
And some people, I think they also use some movie sets and all that. I think they use like they like grated cheese or something like that, like a certain type of cheese. Certain movie sets do that too.
You never know. It's what is it like? They put sawdust in our cheese so it doesn't stick. So our
Oh.
cheese doesn't stick. They put like a certain type of sawdust. I know they're okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. So I have all my sticky notes. I normally write. I always tell everyone to email me, and I'm always because then I can keep it all track. But I have still only 4 notes. I can put it in my phone. I'll put it with a star. Like we need it. Answer the sticky notes first.
Oh my god.
Don't look at any other ones, James. Just go with the sticky notes. I love it. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. This is awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And I'm excited. I'm just glad you guys are here. And like I always tell people, and it's not like a cliche thing, like I can't wait to get to know everyone more. And that's why I like tell people like feel free to like email me or message me with questions, or because there's gonna be things I do know, and there's gonna be things that because there are, as you guys know, with all these creators, there's like they have many teams in their life. And for us, like this is where we are with James when it comes to like directly with the fan interaction in the sense of like for the videos and the membership. But if there's anything I could ever answer or point into the right direction, yeah, happy to do it. So yeah, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome,
I'm sure
and thank
we'll
you
talk
for
soon.
joining.
Yeah, I know, and I'm sure we will be talking outside of this as well. So this is awesome. Wait, do you guys say you're both from California?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Easier already. There you go. I love it. All right. Anything else for me, and I'll say goodbye from here though.
Well, one would be I got my giveaway stuff yesterday, and you did tell me you saw my video, and that scene, that it just, I guess in a way, just made me emotional knowing that James signed it and touched it and all that. It's kind of like a weird fan thing that you think of.
I was texting her, and she hadn't found out yet, and I was like over the moon for her, and I was like, oh my gosh, you won something signed by your favorite, like by James. And I was like screaming, like she's like, I'm like, go check Fanward. She did. She was over the moon. She was crying.
I was so happy just because you and I spoke just a little bit through like with the tracking for your merch and stuff.
Mhm.
And so like when you start to see names of people, like I like, because we do all the names, we pick them random. It's like a random generator. It literally is like this number machine because legally we have to we just put all the names, they put numbers to them. And so like you only see a number pop up and then you have to go see what number that is the name.
I hope to win one day.
Yeah, I hope you do too. I tell people,
You
I'm
will,
like,
Kate.
you will, and because I always sit over here and David's like, okay, let's see who wins, and I'm like, oh, is it good? Because you want to know if it's someone you've already talked to, you know? So it was like when
Yeah.
I saw your
Yeah.
name pop up just because we had just talked for the first time the other day, I was like, oh, I was like, I almost messaged you. I'm like, no, I'm gonna send it out to everybody, and then if she doesn't respond, I'll message her. But I was like, I need to put it out. But I was so excited. I was like, oh, I can't wait till she sees this. This is so cool. So
Can we take a selfie with you?
yes, let's do it. Oh wait, I'm gonna do it too then. Okay, you guys. I was like, hold on. I'm gonna put my phone too. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I guess I could totally screen capture it. Okay, go ahead. All right. This is awesome.
It's okay. That was so cool.
Thank you. This is okay. Hold on. I'm gonna do. Oh, actually, smile. Hold on. I'm gonna do it, and I'll send it to you guys. All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. All right. Perfect. Ah, this is great. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send it to you guys. I saved it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming, Olivia.
Thank you. Sorry, some of it was a little. I had to figure out questions. I've never done something live. So yeah, thank you guys.
You did amazing.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Best questions ever. You guys need to send us questions like that more often. This is great. Send us questions so we can tell Olivia, be like, Olivia, ask the artist these questions.
We definitely will.
So, all right, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Bye.
It was Olivia from Fanward. That went so well.
Did. So that's the video, and oh my gosh, this video is like an hour. But we wanted to make sure you guys got like the most of what Fanward really is and what it really does with artists and as well as fans. So yeah, so Olivia, thank you for joining, and we hope you loved it. And guys, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our social media, which I'll put Kaitlyn's as well as Olivia's in the description below. And
smash that like button.
we love you guys so much.